Flooding where it has never happened before, something that has been happening more frequently all over Europe in recent years. Storms with exceptional precipitation rates of up to 70 liters per square meter in 30 minutes cause raging rivers to surge across grassland and drainage system to overflow. The effects often hit entire regions, catching buildings and their owners completely unprepared. Damage to buildings can be prevented by implementing specific measures. The main question is from where the water enters the property and where it leaves it again. If the property is on a slope, then the water will simply follow the elevations of the landscape and flow off the property as soon as the drainage system is full and can no longer handle the volume of water. But where will the water flow? The best way to determine this is to look at the property from the highest point on the property. It is much easier to detect slopes in the terrain when you are looking down from above. From the highest point, try to determine the lowest point on the property. Based on the principle that water always flows downhill, it is now possible to identify possible routes of water flow and ingress points into the building. Basement light shafts and windows are one of the most common water ingress points. As a preventive measure, basement light shafts need to be higher than surrounding terrain or, if possible, located at protected zones. If this is not possible, waterproofing products can be applied for all openings, such as windows or doors which might get flooded. Alternatively, the light shafts need to be protected against water ingress, either by covering them with impact-resistant watertight sealed glass panels or by raising them with a watertight construction above the expected flood level. Other classic water ingress points include external stairways down to the basement and access points to the house, such as the front door, patio doors and garage doors. Watertight doors provide reliable protection for these points. Additional protection can be provided for basement access doors. For new buildings, a ramp leading to the front door, which is higher above ground level, can be taken into consideration from the planning stage. If machines or other equipment sensitive to water are in the building, these also need to be taken into consideration. They should be installed on a plinth level, raised above the expected water level to protect them of being flooded. Driveways leading to garages can be ramped or landscaped to form a slope, so that they are above street level. As an alternative, mobile or temporary flood protection systems can be implemented. Many different types of water damage can be prevented from the start by landscaping the terrain correctly. For new projects, it should be slightly raised above ground level if possible, so that no water can enter. As a rule, the surrounding terrain should be landscaped so that water can run off without affecting neighboring properties and in a way that water does not accumulate next to the building. Openings in walls for pipes and conduits are potential water entry points and need to be sealed accordingly. Special systems are available, which are designed to make the gap between pipe and wall watertight and are easy to install. If there is an extreme weather event, sewage and drainage system may flow back through the pipes, causing backflow of wastewater into the building, especially if the drains within the building, for example toilets, floor drains and basins, are lower than the critical backflow level. The backflow level is generally the point to which wastewater can rise inside the sewer before it overflows at the next sewer shaft. This is why all drains for wastewater or rainwater that are below the backflow level need to be protected against water backing up into the building. This can be implemented either with a pump system with a backflow loop or, alternatively, by installing a non-return valve. It is important not to forget a separate non-return valve for the drains in the basement. A sump pump is also recommended in the basement to ease discharge of any water that makes its way into the basement. Storage rooms for wood pellets used for heating of homes and which are becoming more common are normally delivered from outside the building using a dedicated tube or pipe. In addition, they are often fitted with a ventilation tube. Both are potential water ingress points. If water enters the pellet storage room, the pellets absorb the water and expand. The result is a massive increase in volume, which can cause extensive damage to the construction of the building and is difficult to clean up. That is why it is important to make sure that pellet storage rooms are sealed off completely against ingress of water. Oil storage tanks must be protected against flotation or buoyancy, external pressure and water ingress, so that the hazardous substances do not escape in the event of flooding. If oil tanks are not provided with this kind of protection, it is possible that they will float if water enters the building, not only causing damage to the building itself, but also allowing oil to escape. To prevent this from happening, oil storage tanks can be mounted on supports protected against movement and floating. Oil tanks in new buildings must be permanently anchored to the ground and be designed to withstand water pressure acting on the tank from outside. Protective measures are essential to prevent damage to buildings as a result of water ingress. To know more about the extensive range of services and customer-specific solutions, get in touch with our experts at EPZ, a member of CFPA Europe.